We are now in the universe conflict arc. As we get started, we can see Prison Planet. It's broken, all the chains are broken, but there's an inner prison concealed in the very center. They're calling this the core area, and within this area, people are talking, saying retrieval of Cumber complete. Breaking out on his own just to lose and get dragged back here is pretty pathetic, huh? Someone suggests that they should actually kill him. He then treated to these 3 individuals, 2 of them seeming to be brother and sister, with the brother actually agreeing with the sister that they should kill Cumber. Somebody that we have not seen yet said not to act so hasty. That individual then asked this other individual towards the left of the screen to go ahead and restore him to normal. Find out that her name is Lags. An individual who we don't know the identity of right now thought that if he let Cumber run wild, then he can gather useful energy for the universe seed. Naturally says Cumber did very well, so stating that this is a wonderful start with the energy Cumber has already gathered. Lags say to this individual, but you must have known how strong his opponents would be. This individual just say people should be free to do as they please. Now then, as he turns around and addressed a certain Kaioshin or ex-Kaioshin from the 10th universe, asking who is to be revealed Zamasu, what they should do from here. Zamasu just responds, I've already thought of a plan, but there's no need to tell you, is there? To which this individual, who we now see his face, just replied, no, I've already heard. Now the scene, it then switches over to Beerus' planet, and they're talking about how everybody was able to escape, but they're still wondering about where Goku went. Beerus chimes in and saying worrying about him isn't going to bring him back, but what you really need to do is go back to your future, because they have an urgent meeting to attend involving the Omni Kings. Right after saying that, that's when the Supreme Kai of the 7th universe gets a call from Universe 6 Kaioshin, saying that Universe 6 is under attack. Meanwhile, it pans over to Universe 6 and we see Kaba, he's being chased by 2 individuals. And to himself, is it really good that he left Hit back there with somebody else? All he knows is that he got to do something about the 2 individuals that's chasing him, and they are Kale and YeLLa. It seems they have been possessed. Very similar to Vegeta back in GT, when Baby possessed him. Kaba tries to get through to them, reasoning with them by saying wake up. They immediately go in for the attack, causing Kaba to go into Super Saiyan. This transformation literally does nothing, because after being hit twice, he's back in base form. Him commenting that they're even stronger than usual. As they go in for the final kill, that's when they're both are rocked straight to the side. Some form of liquid or substance leaving their bodies. It's turned out to be Future Trunks as well as Vegeta coming from the 7th universe. I'm calling them Neo Machines, commenting on how they still do have allies here in the 6th universe and that these ones look more fun. YeLLa, after seeing everything and regaining her senses, saying, hey, thanks for the help, but this is all the help we gonna need. They snatched the earrings off the Universe 7's Kaioshin. Vegeta liking YeLLa's attitude. And fair enough, that's the kind of attitude that makes them Saiyans. Now we have birth to YeLLa. To no power, she goes into a legendary state. As she takes them both on, the Neo Machines can still dodge some of her attacks, but she tells the others to go reinforce Hit, as she has a feeling that the enemies over there is a little bit more trouble than these. Went to the area where Hit is in a rundown town. He's focused up, he's trying to sense where his enemies are, and that's when Zamasu actually appears behind him. So now we are treated with a fight against a old Kaioshin versus Assassin Hit. Everything looks pretty even, as Zamasu can actually tell where Hit is going to attack from, even though he's using time skip. Just like we've seen in the Universe 6 versus Universe 7 tournament in the anime, Hit always improves as he keeps going. We see Zamasu is having problems trying to predict where Hit is coming from, which actually leads to him actually landing a blow. Zamasu raises in the air as he says not even a god yet able to interfere with the flow of time. How annoying. Ready for attack, he says these mortals are truly deserving of destruction. But that's when somebody intervenes, saying now that's a line that I can't agree with. The ones truly deserving to be of destruction is the gods. And begins to question Zamasu. Besides, at this point, you're not a god yourself, but a mortal. Isn't that right, Zamasu? Technically has a point, but he's kind of like half. He still have somewhat of Goku's mortal body in him. Zamasu asks how their plan is going, and Heart says he still needs more energy. The individual then turns himself towards Hit and says, as far as you are aware, who is the strongest warrior alive? Hit thinks of Jiren but doesn't know that this guy can read minds. It says out loud, I'm under no obligation to answer that, but Hearts has already heard him, as Hit uses time skip to where this guy actually dodges it. Hit begins to question Hit, saying, one more question, where is he? Hit tries to attack again, with this individual catching his punch. Hit is then struck in the heart fatally. This blow came from Zamasu, and he apologized to Heart, saying, I've gone against your thinking and killed another mortal. It's ironic, they're both working together. One is trying to destroy the gods, and the other wants to destroy all mortals. Kinda crazy. This guy calls out to Lax to prepare the ship and contact the twin Neo machines as well. They're going for Jiren in Universe 11. Then switches back over to Whis and Beerus. They are traveling towards the Grand Minister's palace, or should I say the Omni King's place. Beerus questioned Whis about where could Goku actually be. They should have been able to sense his ki, but it just as if it disappeared. So is he really dead? And Whis says perhaps, but then Beerus says, or did he perhaps? The scene switches over to the Grand Minister's palace, where we actually see Grand Minister talking to an individual, saying that it looks like you sufficiently recovered. This new uniform suits you. Now then, I have my own business to attend to, so why don't you return to your friends? Son Goku. It's revealed that Goku has indeed gone to Zeno's palace, but we are now introduced to Grand Priest Goku. But we treated to Universe 11. Remember, Heart said that he wanted to go and gather power from Jiren for the Universe Seed. In this very universe, you can see Dispo's there, as well as Toppo. They're trying to evacuate some of their planets and lure the enemies, which is Hearts, Cumber, and Zamasu, to a decimated, barren planet. There on that planet, we can see the fight between Super Saiyan 3 Cumber as well as Toppo. Toppo isn't alone. Dispo is actually fighting Cumber with them, but they're really not getting that much of anywhere. As Dispo thanks Toppo for actually saving him, Hearts can be seen talking to Cumber, saying don't get carried away, letting them know that his tail may come off again. It's not completely connected yet. So somehow they was able to connect Cumber's original tail. I even missed this when I covered this the first time a couple years back. Zamasu addresses the group, saying, by the way, where's our target? None of y'all seems to be Jiren. With the Universe 11 Pride Troopers hearing this, they're thinking to themselves, oh, they after Jiren, and thinks about what he actually is, but Hearts can read minds, so he's able to realize that he's on a different mission on a different planet. Toppo, being the small one in the group, realized that this Hearts guy can actually read the minds of others. Toppo thinking this, Hearts replies by saying, yeah, you're correct. So Hearts and company agree to go to the planet where Jiren is. One of the Neo machines said that no, he'll be back soon. Before they can even make another move, Vegeta's already there on Universe 11, and he tried to attack Hearts. The Hearts dodging effortlessly. Dispo and Toppo shocked to see Universe 7's warrior. Vegeta wastes no time going into Super Saiyan Blue to attack Hearts even more. At this point, Hearts still don't even know his name yet, but realized that Vegeta followed him from Universe 6, and then also realized that Hit didn't die. Trunks and Universe 7's Kaioshin is then made aware that Hearts can read minds, but then immediately is attacked by Cumber and Zamasu. Toppo actually stopping Cumber from actually attacking Trunks, because Trunks has serious PTSD seeing Zamasu again. And one of the Neo machines, Orin, wants to finish this by just blowing everybody up. This is when Dispo, with his incredible speed, takes Orin and pretty much flames him off into the distance. Orin comments on his speed, but realizes his strength is not really much at all. He's just very fast. So Orin, in his mind, he thinks to go ahead and trump Dispo, he'll find somebody who's faster, and he looks over at Vegeta, which he's right by. Taking a hold of Vegeta, this is when Vegeta becomes possessed. Dispo takes a crack at Hearts, but realizes that still can't really lay a finger on him despite his speed, and Hearts know that Dispo is trying to outspeed his own thoughts. That way he can have a significant advantage. Hearts, thinking fast, decides to trap one of Dispo's legs in a cube, which leaves the Universe 11 warrior at a disadvantage. At this point, despite all the efforts our heroes is making, they're really kind of losing. Cumber is smashing Toppo in, Zamasu is a little too much for Trunks right now, and Shin realizes at this point that they all will pretty much die if he keeps going on like this. But Hearts hear him. He says to the Universe 7 Kaioshin that you're Supreme Kai, right? Since you're one of the gods, you shall also die here. He prepares one of his Q's attacks to shoot straight at the Kaioshin. This attack is easily deflected by Goku. He has arrived in Universe 11 wearing the Grand Priest's clothes, shocking everybody but Hearts. Cumber immediately tries to get his lick back from the last arc. Goku dodges, and Goku just said, "What, you still alive?" He thought Cumber died. Surprised to see Zamasu as well, he tells all Hearts and company that he can't allow them to go any farther. For a brief moment, Hearts thinks it's this Jiren, but then realizes it's really not. Hearts tries to go for the attack on Kaishin again, this time grabbing him by his throat and trying to kill him personally. But this is when Goku speed blitz straight over there, catching Hearts' hand. Hearts comments on this, saying that he's fast, rather too fast, and that he couldn't really even hear his movements. This is when it's revealed that Goku is actually using Ultra Instinct Omen, with Zamasu is questioning Goku's abilities. Cumber in Super Saiyan 3 tries to attack Goku again, but is really getting bodied and manhandled. Hearts, looking at Goku's fighting style, realizes that he's really trying to act without thinking. He realizes that he hasn't perfected the technique and that he wonders if this unexpected opponent will get him disturbed. This is when Vegeta, possessed by Orin, attacks, which immediately throws Goku out of Ultra Instinct. Kaioshin immediately realizes that these are the same warriors from Universe 6 who can possess people. And Orin, who's in Vegeta's body, just comments that he never thought he could possess someone with such great power, commenting that Vegeta is completely under his control, but Goku laughs, and he's like, "What's so funny?" And Goku says, "You really think that he's under your control?" It's kind of like a switch. Vegeta tells Orin, while still being possessed, that should have been obvious even without someone like Kakarot telling you that. Vegeta was letting this guy control him. Vegeta powers up so ferociously that Orin comes up out of his body. Now we treated with Goku and Vegeta ready to fight Hearts and company. So the title of this chapter is called Counterattack. Briefly, in the last chapter, we had Grand Priest Goku appear on the scene, pretty much destroying Cumber, using Ultra Instinct Omen. The scene and having Vegeta attack him being possessed by Orin caused him to come out of his Ultra Instinct state. Vegeta broke free of that possession, and now this is where we are. We seem to have a stare off here: Hearts, Orin, Zamasu, as well as Goku, Vegeta, and Kaioshin. I also want to point out Toppo is laid out on the ground. Vegeta warns Goku about Hearts being able to read minds, and Goku just comments that that's kind of troublesome. Goku goes for the attack on Hearts, but instead of using the Ultra Instinct Sign or Super Saiyan Blue, he's using Super Saiyan God. So we're treated with Goku, who's in the Grand Priest's outfit, using Super Saiyan God. Goku comments that, okay, if he can read minds, I just gotta make him stop dodging. And Heart says, yeah, that's a good idea, but can it easily be done? As Heart spawns a lot of cubes and actually stop Goku's movements. But interrupting the fight, Cumber in Super Saiyan 3 charges straight at Goku, knocking him into a nearby surface. Goku comes back out of that rock using Super Saiyan Blue, charging right back at Cumber. The fight between Super Saiyan Blue Goku in the Grand Priest's outfit, as well as Super Saiyan 3 Cumber, is now beginning. Meanwhile, while that's going on, Orin looks at Vegeta, remembering that he just previously possessed Vegeta. He questions him, "Are you feeling pretty cool and mighty because you broke free of my possession attack?" And then proceeds to mock Vegeta, saying that he can't really beat him in a fight. But while slowly powering up, Vegeta says, "Listen up, kid, I give you one warning. You highly underestimate us Saiyans." And while attacking him, he says, "I'll slam the terror of the Saiyans right into your body." I do want you guys to know that at this point, Vegeta is using Super Saiyan God. He's not using Blue. But Goku and Vegeta can't really get a break, and that's because lags have appeared, interrupting that fight. Apparently they have arrived. When I say they, lags in common. They have arrived from Universe 3, completing such a task. The Kaioshin from Universe 7 scoffs at this, saying what could they have wanted from Universe 3? But Hearts wanted some type of scientific power. He holds some type of microchip. Comment, she looks at her brother Orin and she says, "What are you doing? Like, you're in such a pitiful state," as she begins to fuse with him. Now we have the birth of Kami Orin. Vegeta, looking at this, comments, "Fusion, no, rather a parasite," and then comments on how disgusting they are. Meteor and wasted no time in attacking Super Saiyan God Vegeta. Vegeta powers up even more into Super Saiyan Blue. But before he can even land the attack, his whole arm is frozen in glass, realizing that it is Lag's doing. Hearts comments on the abilities of Lag, saying the ability to condense particles of sand and stone into the air to form glass. Comments on how fearful the glass tribe truly is. At this point, Hearts looks at everything and he realizes that they are enough to handle Goku and Vegeta. He turns to Goku and he says, "Son Goku, do you belong in Universe 11? And Goku comments out loud, he didn't even think it. He says, "Nope, I'm from Universe 7. Hearts thinks to himself, there was no need to even listen this time. He really is an interesting guy because he just told him instead of even thinking it. So Hearts looks up to Zamasu and he says, "You are to take command from here on. I have some place to visit," which leads Zamasu to say where. Hearts revealed that he is going to Universe 7, which freaks everybody out. He plans to carry out his last phase of operation there. Hearts surround himself in one of his cubes and Vegeta is not having it. He's trying to break or defeat Hearts with his stiffened arm. Zamasu not having it tries to stop Vegeta, but Trunks jumps in and pretty much dissipates Zamasu attack. While Goku is being beaten up by Super Saiyan 3 Cumber, there go Toppo. He has gotten up and he is back in the action. Ispo's back in the fight as well with Lags, questioning her, "Are you just here to watch? Because that's not gonna work." Trunks yelling at Vegeta to stop Hearts. He reaches him and he breaks the cube, but Hearts is already gone. Toppo, who has had enough, tells Universe 7 warriors to chase after him. From here on out, he will protect his own universe with his own power, as he transforms into his God of Destruction mode from what we've seen in the Tournament of Power. Ispo comments that, hey, with that power, you can destroy the whole planet. Cumber, seeing this, is very intrigued. He begins to power up, losing his pupils, saying that he will enjoy this fight until complete satisfaction, the ultimate death battle. As a huge explosion erupts, Trunks tells the Kaioshin to take Goku and Vegeta and get up out of here, knowing that he'll stay behind and defeat Zamasu once and for all. The Kaioshin, Goku and Vegeta taking a leave. Kamiorin looks up at the Universe Seed, comments on how strong they are and that he really couldn't defeat them. He decides he's gonna release a little bit of the Universe Seed's power and use it for himself. Remember, the Universe Seed is collecting power from multiple universes. What could this really mean for Kamiorin? So this chapter opens up with Trunks and Zamasu fighting. Trunks questions Zamasu how is he still alive, thinking that this takes place after the Goku Black incident. Zamasu replies with just, "Why am I still alive? Don't you forget that I was immortal, I cannot die." That's when both of them feel a big shockwave. Trunks questions what that was and Zamasu thinks it's Cumber, calling him a tyrant. The scene then switches over to God of Destruction Toppo versus Super Saiyan 3 Full Power Cumber, with Toppo seemingly trying to Hakai Cumber. Dispo, looking at the fight, hopes that none of this destruction go to any of the nearby cities. But then he suddenly spots something, and down comes a huge version of Kamiorin. Zamasu, seeing this, actually gets mad at Kamiorin for actually using some of the Universe Seed's power, with Kamiorin actually telling him to just calm down. He only used a little bit, but even from that little pinch of it, he was able to bring out this much power. And with that power, he was able to sweep both Cumber and God of Destruction Toppo away with just one sweep, knocking Toppo out of his God of Destruction mode and Cumber out of Super Saiyan 3. Dispo comments on this, and Kamiorin apologizes to Cumber because he didn't really mean to hurt him in the process. Dispo comments on how bad the situation is, telling Toppo to get up, and Kamiorin goes for the finish by trying to grab Toppo, but that's when somebody jumps into the rescue. The person they came there for, Jiren, had showed up, blocking Kamiorin's hand from reaching Toppo. And with 3 attacks, 2 hits, Kamiorin is out of his transformation, really showing how strong Jiren is compared to Toppo. Turning around, he tells Dispo he's leaving these two to him to go ahead and round up. Cumber, in base form, gets up and just stares at Jiren and begs him to fight him. Jiren, thinking to himself, this must be the guy that pushed Toppo to go that far, and releasing his God of Destruction mode. But this is when a tear in space-time occurs, swallowing Cumber. Cumber is then transported into this unknown area by Few, who's actually thanking him, telling him that he got a lot of good data from the fights that occurred over there in Universe 11. He tells Cumber not to give him that look, and that if he fought Jiren, he will most likely lose. Jiren is too strong for him. Few even recognize that. He goes on to say that he found him a new enemy, a new partner to face against, who has some unfinished business with him. And out comes Cooler, or should I say Metal Cooler, saying he looks really worn out. Few asks Metal Cooler how he likes his new power, but Cooler quickly tells him to shut up and that he's not really going along with his experiments. Thinking back to how Cumber humiliated him in his final form, he thanks Few for telling him how to get that power. As his token of appreciation, Cooler shows Few a more upgraded form to his Metal Cooler state, which is Golden Metal Cooler. Few is overjoyed with excitement, and then Cooler turns over to Cumber. Telling him he's for to show him the terror of his new power. Metal Cooler speed blitz Cumber, with Cumber retaliating back in Super Saiyan 3 towards him. Cumber's attack lands, but is quickly blocked. This next scene really got me. He blasts Cumber in the stomach, which seemingly blasted away more than half his stomach. We all seen the Cooler movies, where Cooler actually used the supernova like Frieza did. This guy spawns 4 of them. In promotional anime, he spawned 3. Throws all of them towards Cumber. As you can expect, this definitely took Cumber all the way out. Now he's knocked out, he's not dead, but he is out. Few congratulates Cooler for defeating Cumber and getting his revenge, and he states that the experiments are over. Meanwhile, in Universe 7, we see Goku and Vegeta ensnared inside of a cube. Hearts, who's in a new evolution form, saying that he's ready to finish both of them up. Also telling them that they both will become honorable sacrifices for all of mankind. So the title of this chapter is called The Universe Seed. So this chapter, it opens up with Zamasu thinking about Jiren and how strong he actually is. He realized he can't match up to that power. So he vows to take out Jiren before he gets in the way any farther by using some of the Universe Seed's power like Meteor did. Spots the Universe Seed, which implies that he's now in Universe 7. Looking at the Universe Seed that's pulsating, he comments on how the Universe Seed's power has been condensed down so great, and that the Universe Seed has grown this much. Zamasu realizes that with that power, not only just mortals, but anyone who dares to get in his way can be destroyed. And he vows to Hearts that his alliance with him has ended here. He will use his power all for himself. Before he can do anything else, his body begins to crystallize itself. Now this would be none other than Lags. Now the thing is, I don't know if Hearts heard his thoughts or if he said it out loud. Either way it goes, she suspected him to do something like that, and she has stopped him in his actions, telling Zamasu that this belongs to Hearts. Zamasu questioned Lags on what she's doing. She responds by saying, "I would not tolerate betrayal to Lord Hearts." But Zamasu, who's still being covered by glass, is betrayal. From the beginning, Hearts and I were just using each other to fulfill each other's motives. Telling to her that don't think that your glass can stop me. Remember, I will use the power of the Universe Seed to erase you and Hearts out of... Before he can even finish his sentence, Trunks slices him in half. Y'all know that Trunks still had serious PTSD just seeing that Zamasu was still alive. I want you guys to keep in mind, this is not Trunks Zeno. This is a Trunks from his own timeline. Trunks, he comments and says that he finally did it. Immortal or not, there's no coming back from this time. Now Trunks, he can't be sure of that, but we'll go along with it right now. Trunks looked down at the sword, realizing that the sword is starting to crystallize itself, which Laster said that he's annoying too. Meanwhile, back in Universe 11, we see Dispo in the background tying up the twins. Jiren, he's looking up at this mechanism that actually draws in power to feed to the Universe Seed. It begins to disappear, which Jiren said that he feels that everybody's heading towards Universe 7. And while it switches over to Universe 7, Hearts get out of his pod. He comments on how Universe 7 is quite noisy, there's a lot of life here. Mortals who live without freedom is what he's saying. Before he can make any moves, he's met by the Universe 7's Kaioshin as well as Goku and Vegeta. Now Hearts comments that he knew that they would follow him, but he didn't think it would be this quick, not knowing that the Kaioshins can teleport instantaneously. I don't know how when Zamasu is one of those Kais as well, and he should have access to the Kai power. But Shin, he comments what is he planning on doing with the Universe 3's technology. Hearts respond by saying, simply put, my goal is to grant mortals freedom from you god bastards. Going on a monologue, For that, first I would need to release the desired restraints in the hearts of people. With the technology of Universe 3, it's possible. Which Vegeta just says, I have no idea what he's talking about. Hearts, he continues on by saying mortals live within the rules set by the gods. They unconsciously suppress their own desires. Don't you think they're trapped? They should be free to act like they like. Follows up by saying I will release their desires by erasing the root cause of this problem. It's the Universe 7's Kaioshin questions what is the root cause, and Hearts just responds by saying the one who is above all gods, Zeno, which everybody just freaks out. This guy is trying to destroy Zeno. Is he crazy? Looking at everybody's reaction, Hearts realized that yeah, I know y'all think it's impossible. I'm completely aware of how scary he is. Hearts prepares his attacks while saying that the energy that'll make that happen will soon be mine. Meanwhile, the Kaioshin he jets off to go meet up with Bulma to prepare for evacuation if needed. Now, of course, Goku and Vegeta are not scared to attack him or anything like that. Even Goku says, what you think? Should we go together? Where Vegeta scoffs at this saying, don't be ridiculous, let's see who will take him out first. So powering up into Super Saiyan Blue, they both attack. Now, we didn't see both of them attack Hearts in a promotional anime. By reading Vegeta's mind and his movements, he's able to duck and dodge all Vegeta's attacks, but when Goku comes in, he does get hit. Comments on it saying, even though I'm able to read your minds, it's quite difficult to fight you both at the same time. He says, let's improve the accuracy of the technique a bit as he transforms. Goku wants Vegeta to watch out. Where Hearts just says it's pointless, I can even hear your escape destination, as he traps both of them in a cube. He comments to him that you can't even move a finger now. The gravity inside those cubes are several hundred folds of what it is on this planet. As he begins to make those cubes go into several rock formations. And the way they get hurt inside those cubes is very interesting. So instead of them not being affected at all by the cubes, because they are trapped within the cubes, anything that cube hits, that damage is then sent to them. Only just that damage, but that damage gets multiplied and then sent to them. After that short scruffle, Hearts is now ready to end it, saying that you two will become sacrifices for the good of humankind. Somebody interrupts him saying, as if we'll let you, as two individuals appear. Later see that is Jiren and Hit. Jiren comments that he's here to repay the debt for the assistance in my universe. Hearts says same here, besides I've got some unfinished business to settle with this guy. Revealing that the Universe 6's Kaioshin is the one who brought them there. And Jiren, with its incredible power, breaks Goku and Vegeta out of the cubes. Hearts comments on it saying, so Jiren, you're rumored to be the strongest warrior in the multiverse, meaning that his fellows must still be in Universe 11. Where Jiren just comments, oh, you talking about that small fry? Immediately retaliate by putting Jiren in a cube, saying, I see, you seem to be much stronger than what I've heard. And to himself, even though you were able to destroy them from the outside, you can't do the same while being inside. It's in no time, Hit is going straight for Hearts. But Hearts just says, seems you haven't learned your lesson, recalling the incident where he embarrassed Hit. Hit successfully lands the blow. Hearts can't believe it because he definitely heard his thoughts, but he still connected his hit some type of way. Hearts then realizes that this guy's movements are completely different from his thoughts. Don't tell me that he's changing his actions instantly. Just like in every show, they tell what they doing. Hit says during the 0.2 second interval, when he uses time skip, that's when he changes his actions. Hearts, he likes this, he comments well done. Then Hearts realized that the cube that Jiren's in is vibrating at an alarming rate, and Jiren breaks out of it from the inside. Hearts just cannot believe this, he's in utterly shock. He lands a blow on Hearts, pushing him back. As Hearts gains his footing, somebody tells him not to move. But Jiren can attack him again, that's when the whole area around Hearts become glass, in shards. This is covered by a glass dome. Now of course it's revealed that Lax is the one who saved Hearts. You can tell she's very loyal to Hearts because she's just glad that he's praising her. He begins to give Hearts a status report saying that Orin and Common have been arrested in Universe 11. Common fled from some battlefield and disappeared. Zamasu, he tried to betray you, so I got rid of him. He tells him that she has the Universe Seed, that it is completed. From the outside of the glass dome, Jiren says he'll destroy it and we can go ahead and put an end to this. It destroys itself because Hearts is now using the Universe Seed's power for himself. We see Hearts has undergone another transformation. So the name of this chapter is called The Ultimate Form. We are in Universe 7 where we see two individuals actually going towards commotion. They're asking valid questions saying, will we be any help? These two individuals are revealed to be Piccolo and Android 17. With Android 17 saying, I mean, the enemy possesses the power to defeat the Omni King, right? Which Piccolo says, oh, don't tell me the mighty Android 17 is scared. We know they are heading towards the battlefield. That Gohan and the others should rendezvous with them after they finish evacuating the city. Before they can even reach their location, somebody interrupts them. This lags. I can already tell you right now, we didn't see this interaction in the promotional anime. First tell Lags that those two were coming and she is vowing to stop them. She begins to make her glass mold into a dragon. And without any time being wasted, she has this dragon made out of glass actually shoots a key beam towards Android 17 and Piccolo. Android 17 coming in clutch with the barriers like he did during the Tournament of Power. And apparently the Supreme Kai told everybody about the capabilities of Lags as well as Hearts. So 17 tells Piccolo to fall back. He got this. The key beam from the glass dragon is actually piercing and breaking this barrier. As looking towards the ground, she sees that the green man is finished. So we see Piccolo's cape and hat pretty much shredded by glass. Meanwhile, 17 prepares a lot of key attacks to send towards her way. Axe in response creates this mirror, which is supposed to send blast or any type of attack back towards the user. But instead of it going back to Android 17, it was really just smoke attacks, designed to blind her sight. The dragon made out of glass sends another key beam towards 17 again, which 17 uses a barrier again. She says no matter how many times you create a defensive barrier, it's meaningless. What are you stalling for? 17 just responds by saying, well, I think I stalled enough. And through the smoke, there go Piccolo, who's been charging up a special beam cannon. And Lags that because this technique requires some time to finish, using a special beam cannon to actually destroy that dragon. 17 takes this opportunity while she's distracted to actually get behind her, using the attack to forcefully electrocute her. Lags calling out the Hearts. Hearts senses this, but he has his own battle to handle. So the battle is about to begin against this new form of Hearts versus Jiren, Goku, Vegeta, and Hit. Hearts tells all of them that all the combat energy has been completed, the universe seed. This is the power of the universe that can overthrow Zeno. The battle begins, all of them rushing him all at once. But we've seen this in the promotional anime as well. But right when they get in the vicinity, all four of them go crashing down to the ground. Was it one of his gravity techniques? Hit seeing this isn't done and he begins to use time skip. He sees what happened and he tells everybody that the spears on his back is what attacked y'all. He's controlling the gravity behind them. Also commenting that they are surrounding him and drifting around him at a speed that we can't even see with our own eyes. Hearts commend Hit for actually seeing that. Goku commenting that he sees, so he just gotta avoid making contact with them as he jets back up towards Hearts. But Hearts, knowing what Goku's about to do, he stops the spears from moving, throwing Goku off, and he makes the spears attack Goku. The gravity attack, pushing him back down to the ground. Vegeta comments on how reckless that was of Kakarot to do. Hearts isn't done. He used the gravity finale technique to make this huge cube come down and crush them all, asking them why they keep resisting. On a monologue about mortals should be free, you should want me to do this type thing. He begins to listen to the minds of the other people around the earth, and they are not happy. They're actually concerned. Have aliens come back to take over this earth again? Because we know that the earth has been through a fair share of battles. And hearing all these thoughts of the other humankind that's pretty much concerned about what's going on around the world, Hearts gets mad. But in his mind, he thinks that this world has been completely taken over by the gods and vows to destroy it, saying that that's a pity. This is why the gods truly need to be destroyed. This is when he throws his final attack, Giant Meteorite. Vegeta sees it and he comments, don't tell me you're trying to wipe out the whole planet with that. And Hearts says, comment, you're right. The humankind on this planet needs a reset. Even while gravity bind, Vegeta stands up. Out of sheer will, he tells Kakarot to stand up, so saying that there's only one way to compete with this guy's power. He yells out fusion. The title of this chapter is called The Endgame. So the scenery starts off with the aftermath of the Android 17 and Piccolo versus Lag's fight. Lags is still there, she's hurt, she's beat up pretty bad, and she's saying that she needs to hurry up and get back to Lord Hearts. But out of nowhere, this one is black like smoke come over her, and it appears to be Majin Ozato, who has came up to take her power for himself, saying that he finally found her, and that the abilities of the valuable glass tribe would now be his. He actually consumes her, and he's using the power of the glass tribe, commenting that this is a wonderful power and that he shouldn't stay on this planet no longer because he see the big meteorite in the air that's about to hit the earth. Meanwhile, Goku, Vegeta, Jiren, Hit, everybody who's on the battlefield is getting hit by Heart's gravity, and their meteorite is about to get ready to touch down. Vegeta is telling Goku that he needs to do the fusion dance with him, well actually he wants to do the Patara. And Heart's hearing this, he says, I wonder what type of technique is that, and then he realized they're talking about merging. In the meantime, Vegeta yells out to the Universe 6 Kaioshin, who's still there, to give them his Patara earrings. But the Universe 6's Kaioshin says, I already gave my Patara earrings to Kel and Khalifa. In other words, he don't have any Patara earrings to give to them. Also stating that his job was to get Hit and Jiren over here to Universe 7. He doesn't want to get involved any farther. Goku said there's no other way, we have to do the pose. And Vegeta's like, yeah, I would do it, but this gravity is no way we will sync our movements together. This is when Jiren the Clutch says, so you just need to be able to move, right? I know his name is Jiren the Gray, but I want to say Jiren the Clutch because you're about to see how he clutch up. Jiren stands up and goes into his full power state, releasing all of his power, and not only that, he's able to temporarily release the gravity off everybody around him, literally pushing his gravity with his ki. Vegeta still really not wanting to do the fusion dance. Here's the words of Trunks and Bulma, who's telling them that he needs to hurry up or the earth is doomed. Hearts comments on Jiren's power even more, but that's when he suddenly gets hit by Hit. Hit successfully landed a blow. Hearts commends him on his attack but says that it lacks power. Then something else happens. Hearts can't move his body, and Hit tells him that you're experiencing a series of time skips. That blow was meant to hold you in a time prison. Meanwhile, Goku and Vegeta are doing the fusion dance, and Hearts just says it's quite impressive that you can withstand such force, but that would be only a few moments of your time. Using some more of the University's power, he's able to break free of the time prison. And right before he's able to actually hit the Universe 6 assassin, that's when the fusion dance is completed and Gogeta interrupts the fight. And the Hearts, let's see how wonderful this Universe Seed's power really is. Successfully landing an uppercut on Hearts. Hearts is reading his mind, should I say his movements, but isn't able to dodge them. Gogeta, he comments on it saying, what's wrong? Can't you hear me now? Even if you can hear my thoughts, what's the point if you can't dodge? So Hearts coming face to face with this, he decides to release the full power of the Universe Seed, running all these cubes and cubes with gravity in them. Throws all of them towards Gogeta, who's dodging them with no effort. He actually traps Gogeta inside one of them, and all the other cubes there to actually finish him off. Big explosion happens, and Heart's just standing there, but somebody calls out behind him. Gogeta, who says, you just don't get it, do you? Gods have created a world of limitations. Hearts tells him that they are the kind of beings that can destroy the universe in a whim if we leave things the way they are. Gogeta says, just stop, man, I'm done listening to this. Charging up a Kamehameha, he says, I got no interest in trying to understand your ideals. Besides, I doubt your ambitions could be fulfilled with that kind of power. And for the record, I live my life as I please, as he shoots that Kamehameha off. Blast impacts Hearts, who didn't seem to have dodged at all. Tells Gogeta that he's brainwashed and that he tried to save them all. I sincerely pray that your next life after this reset will be peaceful. With Gogeta scoffs, saying, as if I will let you do a reset, I'll destroy that meteorite. The Kamehameha does make impact with the meteorite, and he does destroy it. And Hearts just can't believe that Gogeta destroyed the meteorite. Like, that part really gets me like, huh? Like, why would you be surprised that these powerful opponents of yours can destroy a basic meteorite? Let's go on and tell them that, hey, you may have destroyed the meteorite, but the fragments will destroy the world anyway. That's when everybody chimes in by helping destroying the particles of the meteorite. There'll be Android 17, Jiren, Piccolo, Tien, Gohan, Trunks. By the way, in the promotional anime, we didn't see Tien or Gohan. Parts who seem to be fading out of existence as that huge meteorite is gone without a trace. Are there no limits to what you guys can do? Maybe you guys can stand up to the fate set by the gods for the humankind. He completely fades out of existence. Gogeta then defuses and everybody goes to see them. Now Goku, he inquires to Trunks about him being in Universe 11 and he just said, well, I was frozen in glass. That means after he defeated Zamasu, or after he sliced Zamasu in half after Lax froze him, Lax froze Trunks as well. And Vegeta is disappointed as well, seeing that his son lost. All our heroes are glad that they saved the entire universe, and somebody in the background just says, oh, that was so much fun. It is Few, because of course Few isn't gone. And to himself, no matter how much research he gets, he's never bored. Also saying that the Saiyans are quite interesting creatures. Also saying that now it's time to get the real show on the road, shall we? Now, like I said before, this ends the universe conflict arc, and now we're about to go into the Big Bang mission.